Hi, hello, and welcome back to Csk Season 3, powered by Wannabe. I'm the show host with the most, that's my Krishnan. Once again, very much enthralled to welcome you all back to another exciting episode of Csk. Thank you so much for all the love and affection that you're showing towards this season. And, to keep others enthralled as well, you know exactly what you have to do. Please share my episodes with your friends and family so that they too can watch my episodes and stay entertained. And for regular updates, click on the notification icon right there on your YouTube taskbar and also subscribe to my channel. And for more such regular updates regarding my sponsors, give Wannabe, my podcast sponsors, a follow on their Instagram handle, Wannabe Official. They've got all bases covered under real estate. And I'm really looking forward to this episode because I'm donning yellow. And it's that season of the year, isn't it? It's the Manjal Tiruvira. And it's going to be the Chennai Super Kings versus the Kolkata Knight Riders at Chepauk, the surface which has not been showing a lot of its old traits. This year, an average score of 189 on this Chepauk wicket. So it's left me absolutely confounded with the way it has behaved the surface. But there are many aspects to this game and many mind games that go behind it. It's going to be the GAMBHIR'S GAMBIT versus MSD'S intellect, and I'm really looking forward to this game. It's going to be a battle of instincts. And Gautam Gambhir, now in the Kolkata Knight Riders think tank, he's a very perspicacious cricketer, someone who constantly tries to improve, a very perfervid analyst of the game. You can always see him strategize, you can always see him tactically, outwitting the batsman. And I'm really looking forward to this game. I hope there's something different that comes out of the Kolkata Knight Riders setup, despite them having a phenomenal season with 4 wins in the 4 games that they've played. CSK coming off 2 hard losses. And a large part of it has to do with the playing 11 and those who haven't stepped up in the 11. So I really can't wait for this review. Without any further ado, I'm going to dive into the playing 11 combinations. Ruturaj Gaikwad and Rachin Ravindra, 2 assets up top the order for CSK. Ruturaj has got to fire. Rachin Ravindra has looked a little wary, against the swinging delivery. So Vaibhav Arora might just pip Harshit Rana in this 11 for this game, despite weakening the death bowling quotient. I think they're fine with that as long as the opening pair is dismantled. And Ruturaj Gaikwad has had a dismal season, in all honesty, in the first 4 games. You have another 10 games and he's a quality player. He's got to prove his worth. He's got to get among the runs quickly. And I really hope that he does because he's a player of his own pedigree once he gets going. And he's a linchpin of the CSK lineup. If the top 3 perform, you're automatically propelling yourself to a score surplus of 150. And after that, of course, you've got a gun middle order. But it's about who steps up on that day. And now coming on to 1 down, it's going to be Ajinkya Rahane. He continues to surprise us and startle us all with his phenomenal strike rate. He's making runs at a wonderful and a very elegant way as well. You can see a swatch of he's played some sumptuous shots through the offside. So he's someone who I enjoy watch batting, and I'm really looking forward to what he brings onto the table this game. He had a phenomenal game versus the Kolkata Knight Riders last year. Played a reverse scoop and scoop, and that in itself showed that this is the Rahane 2.0 who's here to stay. And at number 4 is someone who might cross 50 this game, in my opinion, Shivam Dube. He is in some ecstatic form. He's finding runs in almost every single corner. And the way, I don't think Dube knows the meaning of footwork because he doesn't need it. In all honesty, the way he's muscling the ball right now, very few bowlers can stop him. He's someone the Kolkata Knight Riders spinners will be wary of because Kolkata have got a fantastic spin bowling contingent. How they're going to handle Dube, that's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be Dre Russ who will be mostly doing the heavyweight lifting for the Kolkata Knight Riders versus Shivam Dube by going a little short. But inevitably, one spinner has to be used from the other end. And if Dube latches onto it, then I think it's just going to be a bad day for the Kolkata Knight Riders setup. At number 5, it's going to be Daryl Mitchell, who's got to come back to form. They've invested heavily in him, both monetarily and with regard to the faith that the CSK management is bestowing towards him. He's a great player, no doubt about it. A great maneuver of strike, a great player of spin. Strike rate has been the issue. He's got to start accelerating and he's got to start going for the shots. Or it can also be Samir Rizvi comes back into the mix because of his spin playing prowess. I think they might say, Mitch, let's just take a break for some time. Let's bring in Rizvi. Let's give him one more game. Let's try and make him go for runs. So Samir Rizvi is also a possible option there. And Moeen Ali retains his spot after Mitchell at 6, and nothing else but because of the left-hand matchups as well that is available at the Kolkata Knight Riders setup. He's bowling like an absolute dream. Bowls some wonderful delivery, took 2 carbon copy dismissals as well versus the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Very flummoxing that he didn't walk out ahead of Jadeja, and I do agree with that, but I really hope that Moeen Ali does. They do utilize his batting quotient as well. He's a great player when he's on song, and he's someone that I enjoy watching. He's got a wonderful leg side game, so I really hope that Moeen Ali also comes into the mix. At number 7 walks in number Ravindra Jadeja, the number 8 of CSK usually, but he's batting at number 7, and I think there's a lot of clarity with regard to Jadeja's. There's not a lot of clarity with regard to Jadeja's role. Do I maneuver the strike? Do I go for the big shots? So I think that communication has to be given. But CSK is a franchise that, the role clarity is very clear. Or is it just that Jadeja is unable to play the Pacers as well towards the depth because of the slow pace and the changes of pace that we can see towards from all the Pacers? Because IPL is transitioning towards a phase from which earlier it used to be 17th to 20th overs. I'm only going to be slow. I'm going to bowl slow and cutters. But now you can see bowlers bowling from the 15th or the 14th over. They're trying to bowl cutters. They're trying to restrict the number of runs. So it's going into a more defensive output. And I really hope that Jadeja is able to come in and make some runs for CSK. With the ball, he's been poor. No doubt about that. Yes, he's an economist. But I think this Chepauk surface is given an average of 47 for the spinners. So that in itself shows that how hard it would be for the spinners to bowl, especially since there's not a lot of grip and turn off the surfaces. But I think this match we might expect a little bit of deterioration from the surface. But a par total looks 170 without a doubt. Number 8, Tala Dhoni, the number 7 of CSK batting, and number 8, a role reversal for the 2. But hopefully he bats a position earlier. Jadeja at 7 is ideal, but in case the situation demands MS to walk out and tonk a few sixes, I would be all but for none for that. And then at 9, of course, you're going to be playing Deepak Chahar, who's not looked in colour at all. He just comes in, he's bowling extremely slowly, he's trying to swing the ball, but when you don't have the pace, it becomes very hard to extract that amount of swing. The other day versus Abhishek Sharma in the Sunrisers Hyderabad game, Dhoni moved the third man fielder to a more square position, somewhat like a deep point. The ball flew there of a beautiful outswinger. So the only way he's picking up wickets is by street smart bowling. So I really hope that Deepak Chahar comes back to good form. Number 10, someone has received a lot of criticism. Actually, let me play the other player first. I'm going to go Shardul Thakur ahead of Mukesh. A lot of people might argue that the left arm angle might work well against the Kolkata Knight Riders, but it's solely because I think Thakur, the batting depth and the player that he is to be able to come in and pick up wickets against this power-packed batting setup in the Kolkata Knight Riders, he's a lucrative to have. So Shardul Thakur, and then at number 11, it's going to be Tushar Deshpande. A lot of criticism has been given towards him, has been voiced against him. But I really feel he's got the potential to do something big for the country. He's got the potential to be able to pick up wickets as well. He's got the potential also to be able to come in and restrict the run flow towards the end. He's still relatively inexperienced. He's still getting used to all the pressure and hype around him. So let's just give him some time to first set in is what I would say. Coming on to the Kolkata Knight Riders setup, Salt, Naren, Venkatesh, all definite starters. At number 4, Shreyas Iyer. Iyer has got to perform. KKR's power play game has been fantastic. They're going at 12 and over. So it's going to be interesting on how Deepak Chahar goes about his bowling. I have a feeling that Deepak Chahar might pick up more than 3 wickets this game, or exactly 3 wickets. And he might pick up Naren's wicket in the offside is what my thought process is. And Phil Salt might get caught at deep square if you go short. I think these two are definite happenings in my opinion. This is just a prediction that comes on early on. And at number 5, it's going to be one between Raghuvanshi and Nitish Rana, because Rana's tweet said that looking forward to getting back onto the field. So he's also a brilliant player of spin, and if there's even if this pitch behaves even little similar to what it was, what the Chepauk surface was a few years ago, or even last year, the surface, then I think we're in for a crackerjacker game for the spinners. So I think it's got to be Nitish Rana who comes in and handles the spinners properly. And then of course you're going to go Andre Russell. He's having the time of his life, isn't he? He's coming in and striking the ball like an absolute dream, picking up some nice catches, bowling at a good speed. He's going to be extremely key for the Kolkata Knight Riders. A matchup that I'm looking forward to might be Tikshana or Mustafizur, who might walk in as the impact player. So Tikshana versus Russell will be interesting. And I think Pathirana, if he's fit, will fizz this game. Nothing else but because Pathirana versus Rinku and Russell. Imagine the matchup. It's going to be of that quotient of madness, because I think those pinpoint Yorkers versus Russell clearing his front leg and hitting the sixes. A good chance of either going for 3 sixes or a miscue. So it's either going to be a big hit or a large miss. So I think it's going to be one of the two. And then you're going to have Ramandeep Singh, who has largely impressed me. He's got a good season to back him up as well. So Ramandeep Singh does start. And then you have Mitchell Starc, who's slowly rediscovering his mojo. A lot of hype around him. 24.5 crores to make him the most established and most paid player in the IPL. But I really hope that the price doesn't play a part in his bowling, because he's a bowler of his own pedigree when he's on song. So I really hope that he's able to live up to the hype, and he really discovers his mojo in all honesty. And then after that you have Vaibhav Arora, who pips Harshit Rana, as I said, because Rutraj and Rachin are a little wary against the swinging delivery. You can see that Rachin Ravindra, it's a little tight, his bat handle. He brings it a little straight on, so a good chance of the edge flying towards the first or second slip. So Vaibhav Arora starts for that reason. And then, of course, we have Varun Chakravarti, the Chennai boy, an architect to a film actor to a bowler. The journey has been incredible for Varun Chakravarti. I'm really looking forward to him picking up a few wickets. An element of mystery as always with Chakravarti. It's going to be interesting on how the middle order handles him, especially Dubey. And then I'm going to go Suyash Sharma or Anukul Roy as my impact player, because I think Gautam Gambhir might still say that you know what, मुझे पता नहीं, maybe ये surface में और ज़्यादा turn होगा. So they might go for Suyash Sharma or Anukul Roy. And now coming on to the pitch report, I think it's going to be another 170-175 surface, until and unless it's one of the used surfaces where there's a lot of deterioration. But if it's the same surface, I think we're expecting, if it's a different surface, it's going to be 170 or 175 plus this game in my opinion. And it's going to be a batting paradise in the first half, and I think the toss also will go, whoever wins the toss might be more inclined towards batting first, especially CSK. I think KKR would be fine doing the exact opposite, but I think they might also want a 60 to 55 to 45% chance that KKR might also want to bat first. So we're in for a good game of cricket in all honesty. And coming on to the matchups that I'm looking forward to, this whole segment has been created because I have a feeling that Shivam Dube versus the KKR spinners, especially Sunny Narain, that's a matchup I'm looking forward to. Whether he makes runs or not, I think that's going to be a very interesting battle. And Ravindra Jadeja bowling to Andre Russell. He's gone for runs earlier, and I really hope that Jadeja is able to come back to form a lot. I had a big deliberation on this in one of my WhatsApp groups at work, and I remember a lot of people were saying that let's play Akshar ahead of Jadeja in the T20 World Cup. I completely contradict this, and this is just my verdict. You can always let me know in the comment section on whether you feel Jadeja should start ahead of Akshar Patel. And the extra details, I really feel that Russell is going to have a good matchup against Patirana if he's fit. If Fizz is fit, then I think the short ball comes into the play. But I think there's no one in this 11 who can bounce Andre Russell. There's got to be someone who comes in and bounces him. Shardul Thakur with his uncanny variations might be an option against Dre Russ, and I think that's the only thing that's going his way. But if there's anyone else who can bounce him, it's got to be Mustafizur Rahman. He's got an impeccable bouncer, and he bowls it into the surface, so there's a good chance that the leg side fielders are a miscue that goes to the sweepers. So I really hope that the short ball ploy is used, unlike the SRH game where Russell in Tamil and Chikas were kayati kudutanga. So I really hope that doesn't happen this time. And I think other than that, Dube versus Suyash, Narain and Chakravarti will really interest me. Vaibhav Arora versus Rachin and Ruturaj up top might have a good matchup. Deepak Chahar versus Sunny Narain and Phil Salt. Up top, I think there's only one person who can wreak havoc for the Chennai Super Kings versus the Kolkata Knight Riders, and that's got to be Deepak Chahar. I think CSK are under the notion that Deepak Chahar has got to have a 15 wicket season, or at least a 17 wicket season, because only if he's picking up wickets for you in that power play, you're able to constrain runs. And if KKR is going at 72, I think they'll take 50. I think you've got to say that 22 runs, if I get 20 runs to come lesser, then I think I'll be taking that. So the pitch is going to behave interestingly. I think it's going to be a 170 surface. Towards the second half, it will turn a lot more. But I don't think CSK is a side that is comfortable bowling second nowadays. I think they'll be more inclined towards batting first. And I think if the surface is even a little slower, then I think it's going to be a lot of Ajinkya Rahane that we might see come to the party. Ajinkya Rahane has been timing the ball sensationally, and Ruturaj Gaikwad, I'm going to predict the top 3 scorers of this game. It's either going to be Ruturaj or it's going to be Rahane, or it might even be Venkatesh Iyer. You might see Venkatesh Iyer coming in at 3, so it might be Venki Iyer as well. So I think I've touched upon the playing 11s, the toss, which I think both the sides will be more inclined towards batting first, and I've also touched upon the surface as well. So I've almost covered every single aspect of this episode, but there's always a point of view that I'm also yearning for, and I think the others who are watching this video are also yearning for, and that is your opinion. So please do let me know in the comment section on what you think of my thoughts on war. You can always criticize me. I'm always open to criticism, because that is exactly what will help me expand my channel. So please do let me know in the comment section on what you thought about this episode, your thoughts on the highest scorer of this game, and please do like, share and subscribe to Crick Static if you already haven't. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Enjoy a good game of cricket. Thank you once again. This is signing off. This is the creator and host of the podcast with the most. That's my Krishnan. Thank you.